It's got to be real.
105, 112? 115, 112. That's a ridiculous scorecard. Yes, guys, what's going on? So, Floyd Money Mayweather remains undefeated. I'm going to go into this now. First of all, everyone knows. I don't know if you know or not, right? Right, forget this. Yeah, look. I like Maidana. He's whooped ass right tonight. This is how I expected the first fight to go from Maidana and from Mayweather.
I feel sharper in the first fight. You did? Why? Yes, I just did. I feel a lot better in the first fight. This time around, I feel kind of, dry and dead, and my fingers was numb after the 8th round.
Did you have any concern in this fight coming into it?
That's weird when he said that.
Feel that perhaps other people saw it much differently than you did that first fight?
The first fight, what happened happens. I like to leave that in my past and focus on, what's going on right now, and I got the victory tonight.
How would you characterize this? How would you assess this?
I gave myself a C minus. I could have been better, but I was a real try tonight.
Why just a C?
Because I'm better than that, and I know I am. I got hit with some shots tonight I shouldn't have got hit with.
Yeah, that's true. He got hit flush tonight.
Floyd, it hasn't come up for some time, but the fight out there that the fans, and you always talk about...
He's going to fight Pacqui and me. I told you I didn't want to say it.
What can you do on your end to see to it that can come to fruition?
I'm going to go back and talk to my team and see what we can assess and see what the future holds for Floyd Mayweather. Once again, I'm not ducking or dodging no opponent. If the Manny Pacquiao fight presents itself, let's make it happen.
What the hell?
Back in May, either way.
I don't know who I'm fighting in May, but I expect to fight in May.
And Manny Pacquiao, you say, obviously, do you feel as though that you can work this out?
He's fighting Pacquiao in May.
Between now and then to get him on the page to fight you, to sign a contract?
Well, Manny Pacquiao needs to focus on the guy that's in front of him. Once he get past that task, and then we'll see what the future holds.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Floyd.
Thank you.
Ross. That was an interview and a half. No, you keep listening, man. I'm going to do this, man. Okay, so, Floyd Money Mayweather, victorious. He's talked about Manny Pacquiao in the fight. I think he's going to fight Pacquiao in May, and I would love to see that fight. I think it's really interesting because I don't think Floyd Mayweather looked peak in this fight. I don't think he looked... That's nonsense, man. Maidana lost that fight by a mileage. I can't understand, like, people are on Twitter, right, saying that Mayweather was holding too much and whatever, man.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I felt that I was the aggressor and I kept the pressure.
Floyd,
you didn't win that fight, man. That's ridiculous. Listen, Maidana's one of my favourite fighters. I've said this, if you go back and watch my videos, right, I've said Maidana's one of my favourite fighters. But I'm coming to a point now where Floyd Mayweather Jr., he's retiring soon. He's coming out of the sport. It's coming to an end of an era. And I would not be a boxing fan if I did not support Floyd Money Mayweather. I respect Mayweather Jr. And the thing is that I've got to say, man, you've got to give credit to Floyd Mayweather for pulling off the win the way he did tonight. This is how I expected the first fight to go. I expected the first fight to
if he thinks I'm a dog, maybe thinks I'm a dog, but no, never beat him.
You did not bite him.
No more this day. No.
I don't know if he bit him or not yet, but look, okay, for the first thing I want to talk about, Floyd Mayweather Jr., right, I told you guys that in the first fight, he stayed on the ropes on purpose, okay? For whatever reason, he stayed on the ropes on purpose. He meant to do that. Second fight, as you can see, he was not on the ropes anymore, okay? Second thing, the bite.
Where?
Right there.
With a mouthpiece? What am I doing?
Fighter, please, Robert.
No. Él me quería meter el dedo en el ojo.
He said, he was rubbing my eyes.
Dice que en toda la pelea me metió el...
It kind of looks like Maidana bit him. And the thing is, like, I want to explain something to you guys, which I personally not.
He says he was rubbing my eye throughout the fight.
Quizás estaba inconsciente, pero no me acuerdo.
Maybe he had his glove in my mouth, but I mean, I bit him.
There you go. So here's how the story's changing. I don't know. Maybe Maidana did bite him. And the thing is that if your gloves, like, you got to remember, like, inside a boxing glove, right, this part of the glove is like super thin. There's like no padding there. The padding's on the outside. That pan's dirt thin. So if you bite someone there, that could potentially hurt. But then again, he's got his gum shielding. How much is it really going to hurt? Did Floyd over exaggerate? I don't really know. But I mean, we've seen in the past with Marcus Alcino Maidana, he's had a few like dirty tactics, if you will. He's done a few dirty things in the past, and but it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like Maidana's like, if you look at the Amir Khan fight, he did an elbow. In fights before that, he's got points deducted. Maidana, he did he tried hitting a knee to Floyd Mayweather in the first fight. Maidana also in the Broner fight, he did like he did that crossface thing. But did you know what it is? Certain things will provoke, certain things will not provoke. But we know Maidana's got a history of getting points deducted. We're looking at his Soto Coraz fight, or was it the Josito Lopez fight? I forget, but there was points deducted there as well. So Maidana's got a history of this stuff. Like,
Disappointed with Maidana or impressed with Mayweather?
I personally feel right that it was an exciting fight, and I like this sort of stuff in boxing. Not like the biting and stuff, but like there was excitement in this fight. It wasn't totally a boring dead fight. Mayweather got caught with some really flush shots today, and I'm starting to think, is this his age showing, or is it Marcus Maidana, who's a tremendous fighter? It could be his age. I mean, Mayweather's only fighting twice a year, right? And we look at it like Robert Guerrero and Canelo, and that's it. You know what I mean? We look at that, and that's just like that many fights ago. But that was a whole one, like almost like 2 years ago, almost. You know what I mean? That was a long time ago. So, I mean, is Mayweather slowing down? I don't know, but like he was off the ropes today. Like I told you, he's gonna be. He was hitting body shots, like I told you he was gonna do. He didn't have the power to hurt Maidana really, but I did see Maidana get hurt now and again. But like the body shots that were digging in, I expected maybe Maidana to get hurt. He didn't get hurt. I don't know if that's because he's at 147 or what the reason is, or because Mayweather hasn't got enough power to hurt him. But he was definitely digging the body shots a lot more. Like I said, he stayed off the ropes. Like I said, there were people saying that Mayweather, like he was forced on the ropes. I told you guys that he wasn't, because he was there staying like for ages on the ropes last time when he really didn't have to for whatever reason. This time he kept off the ropes. But Mayweather didn't look as focused for some reason in this fight. But the thing is that Mayweather Jr. dominated the fight. This is how the first fight should have been. I saw Maidana not being as aggressive. He was using his head movement more better defense. He had a better jab, and this is what I expected from him in the first fight. Because when you go back, you look at his Soto Coraz and you look at the Josito Lopez fight, you start seeing that Maidana jab where sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. There's head movement, right? He was starting to shoulder roll a little bit. His defense was there, and then you see in the first fight there was none of that there. He was just going all out, brawling, aggressive overhand rights and this and that. This fight, yeah, is how I expected the first fight to go. The first fight, his aggressiveness, I don't think it was his aggressiveness that worked for him. I think it was more because Floyd Money Mayweather stayed on the ropes for him to be able to do that. I think that's what was the reason of the first fight. Second fight, totally different fight. Mayweather obviously off the ropes, bouncing around, using his footwork. And you know, you hear stories of Willie peppering around without throwing a punch. How true is that? We don't really know, but you know, it's footwork. You know, like I think what you can call certain parts of that fight running, where Floyd Mayweather Jr. was running around that ring. But then there was other parts, like the 12th round, I don't think that was running, that was just footwork from bouncing from here to there, and bouncing back, bouncing there, bouncing back, pot shotting, bam, bam, bam. That's boxing, that's slick style boxers. I mean, can anyone sit here and argue with them? Muhammad Ali didn't used to do that. Now we compare something like Erison Lara with Saul Canelo Alvarez. That is what you call running. Someone who did not stop the whole night bouncing around that ring, right, and did not stand and trade. Mayweather stood and traded now and again. He threw the punches, he fought inside the pocket. He was never totally running around the ring. I mean, there was times when he was, but I mean, when you're up against a stronger fighter, sometimes you've got to do that. And Mayweather Jr., I felt like he won this fight by a margin. And there's fans out there who are complaining about the point deduction by Kenny Bayless, that Kenny Bayless was on Floyd Mayweather's side. Potentially, yeah, maybe Kenny Bayless had a little bit of money in his pocket, but I mean, look, right, Kenny Bayless, I think he did an alright job. Like, maybe he was a little bit biased towards Floyd, but he did. But the thing is that Kenny Bayless had a difficult job in there tonight. I mean, when you got a complaint from the face of boxing, like, look, the guy bit my glove, you have to like assess that stuff. I mean, and then you look at the crossface and the elbows that Maidana did and dropped Floyd Mayweather, and then in addition to all the other stuff, you know, there had to be 1 point deduction in that fight somewhere. But even if there wasn't, right, I mean, the point, and people are saying like Mayweather was holding a lot. Yeah, he was holding, and yeah, there was elbows, but I mean, Kenny Bayless, I mean, look, man, you're Kenny Bayless, you're in this position, are you really gonna have the guts, yeah, to deduct a point for Floyd Mayweather Jr.? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, would that point have even made any difference? Like, No, it wouldn't. So I don't understand what people are saying. And I just think that Floyd Mayweather should deserve some credit for this fight because he fought like a really tough opponent in Max Maidana, who was coming forward and just aggressive. And he's stylistically, he's proven quite difficult for Floyd. And Mayweather sucks it up. He got hit flush. I can't remember what round it was, but Mayweather got hit flush by Marcus Chino Maidana. And so another issue I want to bring up is, what if the gloves were thinner? How would Mayweather have like got affected by that punch? So if the gloves were thinner, maybe Mayweather would have dropped. You don't know, like. But you know, it's all hearsay here and there. And I just want to say that, like, I would love to see Manny Pacquiao or Amir Khan in the ring with Mayweather Jr. next in May, because it's all about the footwork. I mean, Maidana clearly, he showed that what I've been saying to you guys for a long time, that because he doesn't have the footwork, he can't even keep up with Floyd when Floyd decides to bounce around that ring. That Willie Pep footwork that Mayweather Jr. does, he would not be able to do that against a fighter like Amir Khan or Manny Pacquiao or like, do you see my point? This is what I've been saying for so long, and people don't understand. Like, there's Timothy Bradley, Erislandy Lara, Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao. That this is why I said, like, if Mayweather beats one of them fighters, he goes in my top rating, because them guys are not flat-footed. They will be bouncing around with Mayweather all day, right? They'll be able to catch up with him. Mayweather's gonna have to fight, and like Maidana caught up with Mayweather in the first fight, and had Mayweather against the ropes, and was actually in quarters with him and fighting him. Them guys will also be able to do that, where they'll be in close quarters fighting Mayweather Jr. Whereas these brawlers and that, they can't do it. But I'm really surprised that Mayweather Jr. is, you know what I mean, he's talks about Manny Pacquiao. I mean, we could be seeing a super fight May 2015, Pacquiao and Mayweather. Who do I think wins that fight? I think it's a really close fight, to be honest with you. I think Mayweather's performance, he showed that his legs are still there. Pacquiao would have a really tough time, you know, just overall dealing with Mayweather. Mayweather's a hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter, but it's a competitive fight. Is it Pacquiao? Is it Mayweather? At the moment, I'm still going to edge a little bit of Pacquiao because he's southpaw, but then Mayweather looked really dominant today. It's difficult to say. You know, he is TMT. He is Floyd Money Mayweather. He's been undefeated for so many years, but I feel like he's slipping a slight little bit. Like, I see the slipping a slight little bit. He said himself that he wasn't feeling very sharp today. Maybe that's a sign of age. I really feel like that's probably a sign of age. Let me know what you think. Comment section below. Subscribe as always. The Marcus Chino Maidana saga is over. It was a good saga, a good little point in Mayweather Jr.'s career. It made it exciting. The bite, the Mike Tyson bite, you know, the knee, the elbows, the grabbing by Mayweather. Something different, you know what I mean? It's not a totally boring fight or something that you know, you switched on watching it. Let me know what you think. Comment section below. Subscribe as always. Facebook.com/BeRealOnline. I think it says it down here, but I can't see it on there. At Sham_Ayub on Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. And we're on Instagram as well at Instagram.com/BeRealTV. Hopefully got a lot of things coming up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tune in to Be Real TV. And what do you guys think? I think Mayweather Jr. took this by an absolute mileage, and I think he performed well, but not as sharp. He got caught with a few punches, but he took them. You know, he's got a decent chin. In a bit.